Hello, my name is Deepa and I'll be discussing about how to write a pseudocode. To write a pseudocode, first we need to understand what is a pseudocode. To get a clearer understanding of it, we will take an example first. You all are familiar with drawing classes in your schools, where you basically show your art skills. There, to make something, you first need to think about it. Say an apple. Then we need to draw an apple in paper. Make some outline and then you need to fill it with colors. Now compare this whole situation with writing a program. Here also you need to think about an idea, and writing algorithm can be compared with making the picture on paper. And outlining will be comparable with writing pseudocode. Lastly, you will need to code the problem which is similar to fill color in the picture. So, what we learned from this particular example is that pseudocode is basically an outline of your program. Now let's see some of the important points about pseudocode. A pseudocode is basically a prototype. It is a set of specific instructions which are very similar to computer code but not specific to one computer. By saying not specific to one computer, we mean to say that you can write in one computer and make it useful to any computer. It looks like a computer instruction but cannot be executed as code. It acts as outline for your project, which we have already discussed. Since it is mainly written in words, it can be understandable by anyone, whether they are from any country or they are speaking any kind of language. It is not limited to one language. Means you can write pseudocode for some program, say adding of two numbers, and use it for coding in any language like C, Java, Python, SQL and many more. Coming to the next slide, we have why do we need pseudocode? If you are writing a code for a simple program like finding greatest between two numbers or to multiply two numbers, you can write it without writing a pseudocode. But if you are writing a complex code for a banking software or for a library system, then without writing a pseudocode, it will be difficult to understand it. There are some important points here we should know about it. It is easier to understand for people than the conventional programming language. It allows you to communicate complex ideas faster and clearer. It helps us to learn without fully implementing our solutions. Directly writing code for complex purposes might result in time wastage. Next, we have contents of pseudocode. What we actually need to write inside the pseudocode, that we will see here. We have statements, conditionals, iterations, functions and wrapping here. We will understand each of these points by taking an example. We'll make a cup of tea, and to do so we need to follow some steps. Here are some steps we need to follow. First step, we'll have to organize everything first. Second step is, then we need to put the container on stove. Next we have to put water in container, put tea bag to a cup. Now we need to wait for water to boil, add water to cup, remove the tea bag, add milk, ask for sugar and then serve. We can write this whole example in the pseudocode form as follows. Here we will write program name as make a cup of tea. Then we will write the steps as follows. First is to organize everything first. Second is the put the container on stove. Third is they put water in container. Fourth is to put tea bag to a cup. Next, wait for water to boil. Add water to cup. Remove the tea bag. Add milk. Ask for sugar and serve. And then it will be ended as writing END, that is end. In the next slide, what we have first here is statements. So what is a statement? A statement is defined as an instruction that directs the computer to perform a specific action. A statement can be written as mathematical operations, which includes these following points. First is the arithmetical operations, which consists of the symbol plus, minus, multiplications and divide. And then logical operations, where we have AND and OR. What is AND and OR? In AND, if we compare two situations, if first is true, then only we will move to second and check that if that condition is true or not. But in OR, if first condition is true or false, we will move to the second one. If the condition is true, then also we will move to the second condition, and if the first condition is false, then also we will move to the second condition. In comparison, we have equals, greater than, smaller than, greater equal to, smaller equal to. And assignment, we have this arrow sign and this equal with colon. Next, we have keywords. A keyword is a word that is reserved by a program because it has a special meaning. It can be commands or parameters. It is also called as reserved names. For example, we use start, input, print, output, read, compute, etc. Next, we have conditionals. Conditionals are for situations where we will have to choose or make decisions. Like in making a cup of tea, we need to ask the person at the time of serving that whether he or she would like to add sugar or not. If the person wants sugar, then add sugar in it, otherwise we'll serve it directly. So how will you ask it in pseudocode? See, here we'll add if, and in the bracket we'll add sugar required, means how much sugar is required for the person. Then like if you need 2 spoons of sugar, then add that in the cup, and else if you don't want any amount of sugar, then it won't add anything, and it will end it like and if. And this whole thing we will be writing as generalized form like this. If there is a statement which is required, and then if that statement is true, then it will do that, and if that statement is false, it won't do, or it will do the else part, and it will finish it with end if. Next, we have iteration. Iterate means to repeat something until we achieve our goal. We have 2 types of iterations in pseudocode. First is for loop, second is while loop. In the example of tea, you need to ask about how many spoons of sugar is required. So how will you write it in pseudocode? Like we have written here 3 spoons of sugar. Do keep putting sugar means you need to keep adding the spoon of sugar until 3 spoons is required. 3 spoons is reached. And we will end this with end while. And with the generalized form, we will write it like this: while condition, do statement, and while. Next, we have functions. While solving complex programs, it is necessary to break down the concepts in block of statements. We generally do this when we have to use same statements again and again. The statements in function serves a particular purpose. We can reuse these code every time we need them. Like we have one example here. To add 2 numbers, we'll use this function. Function add 2 numbers we'll write the name of the this function as add two numbers, and then pass in two numbers to add. Means we'll pass two numbers to add. Like if you want to add 2 and 3, then you will have to pass that number in this function, like two numbers to add. Next, declare a variable sum. We'll declare a variable sum where we'll store the addition of that two numbers. Next, we will do mathematical operation to add, like 2 plus 3, and then we'll return sum, and we'll end this function as end function. Next, we have wrapping. After writing all the contents of pseudocode, we need to wrap everything up. This increases readability of our pseudocode and make it easy to understand. Like we have started the program, we have started our program as make a cup of tea, and then we have ended it as end, end. Let's see some of the real examples here. You all like Maggie, and it seems like a 2-minute task, right? But we'll need to follow some steps here, and we'll see how can we write these steps as pseudocode. First step is to turn on the gas knob. Second is to light up the burner. Third is put on a pan. Fourth is to pour some water. Fifth is heat until it boiled. Next, tear the Maggie's packet. Seventh is sprinkle the Maggi masala, and eighth is to put the Maggi in the pan. Next, wait for a few minutes, and last, close the gas knob. Next example is we need to buy the groceries. So to buy groceries, what are the steps we need to follow? We first need to create a list. We will create a list of all the items that we'll need for our daily household. Next step is to cycle to the grocery store. Take your bicycle and have a smooth ride to the grocery store. Third is shop. Explore the store and buy all necessities. Fourth, verify your list. Verify your list to check if any of them is left. Fifth, cycle back home. Take your bicycle and have a smooth ride back. These all steps are written in the form of pseudocode here. Next, then if you want to play outdoors, you need to follow these steps. Like first step is to take a meal. First we need to eat a proper diet to make sure we feel energetic. Next, we'll warm up our body with mild stretches and push-ups. Third is to get your gears. We'll take our game kit and accessories needed to play. Fourth is cycle to the field. You'll take your bicycle to reach the field. And last is to enjoy playing. Have a nice time playing safe. Last is plan a movie with your friends. We will follow these steps to plan a movie. First is to call everyone. Second is to pop some corn, clear your schedule, welcome a coffee, and last is to dedicate the night to Netflix. So these are the steps we'll follow to write a pseudocode for this particular program. And with this, we'll end this slide. Thank you.